Hey y'all, I'm back with another story. So, I was trying to figure out what story I was going to tell you guys, and I don't know yet. But I know on TikTok the other night, and I was on TikTok, they were asking me what kind of stories I have, if I have funny stories, serious stories, scary stories. I got all of those stories. And I know the last story was about people getting in the wrong cars. So not only has people gotten in the wrong car while I was the Uber, I've also gotten into the wrong Uber before. Um, so I guess I'll talk about those. I'll talk about those, and then I guess the next story we can do. I don't think I've done a serious story yet. I don't think I've done a serious or haven't done a scary story. I've done a lot of gross stories, and funny ones, but I think I haven't done a lot of serious or scary stories. So the police story was a serious one, and I got plenty of police stories. So I think next time a we'll do a scary one next time. So anyways, back to the people getting in the wrong cars or whatever. There was one time I was at the beach and these people was just so sure that I was their Uber driver and they kept calling me the wrong name and I was just like, I'm not her. And they were like, yeah, but this is your car. And I'm like, what color is her car? And they were like, red. And I'm like, my car's not red. And then my Uber people come running up because they think that somebody's trying to steal their Uber, which they were trying to steal their Uber. And that happens a lot too. People steal people's Ubers. And so normally I don't let people steal other people's Uber, but I've done it twice. Um, anyways, so the people come running up and they're like, "That's our Uber," and then so they got in, and then pulling up in front of us is those people's Uber, and it was a white lady, which I'm not white, and she was driving a red Flex. So I was just like, "Okay, people, like." So Uber told you her name, showed you her picture and her car, and you still tried to push your way into my silver Flex with a black lady whose name was not the name that you were saying. Like, come on, guys. But yeah, they were trying to steal those people's Uber, and I was just like, no, it's not happening. So that was one time at the beach. Then there was the other time that I was telling y'all about the last story where I pulled up some nice apartments too. Pulled up to these nice apartments. And this guy is waiting outside and he just hops himself into my car. So I'm like, sir, oh my goodness. Every time I think about this story, it's creepy to me because I'm just like, this guy is in the back. He's not saying anything to me. And then this girl is watching him out the window hop into my Uber. And she waits until I get all the way down there. I mean, I pulled out of the complex, which took a little while. So I had to pull all the way out of the complex, all the way down the street. And then she calls me, "Hey, ma'am, I think somebody took my Uber." Really? I was like, it's your Uber. You're supposed to be in my car. Yeah, I was looking out the window and I saw this guy get in your car and I think you're my Uber. Really, lady? You saw him get in my car out the window and you're just now calling me to tell me that some weird person is in my back seat. And the whole time he's not saying anything. Like, that could have been dangerous for me. I don't know who that was in my back seat. He's not talking to me. He's not saying, "Hey, we're going the wrong direction" or anything. And I'm just driving this guy and you wait until then to tell me. So I had to pull the car all the way back around. And then he still wasn't saying anything. Like I turned the car around to go back to where we're going and he still didn't say anything. Creepy. And I got there and she's waiting outside and I was like, "Sir, you gotta get out." And then he gets out the car and then she gets in and I was just like, "Ma'am." He wasn't saying nothing. He was just sitting back the whole time not saying nothing. So I took her to wherever she was going or whatever, but that was just creepy. I mean, can you imagine somebody sitting in your back seat not saying anything and it's not even your Uber passenger? Or the same thing if you were catching the Uber and it wasn't really your Uber and the driver wasn't saying anything. So one time I needed to catch an Uber. Well, there's been plenty of times I catch Ubers, but this particular time, um, what was I doing? I think my car was being serviced. I'm not sure, but a lot of times, yeah, when my car is in the shop, like I'll go catch an Uber, from the shop to go wherever I need to go for that day while I'm waiting on my car. Um, because usually if it's just one day, then there's no need for me to get like a loaner car or anything. If my car is only gonna take one day, I just catch an Uber. And I walked outside, and I don't know how I got in the wrong Uber. I don't know how the fuck I did that. I don't know. I don't know how me, an Uber driver, got in the wrong Uber. But I walked outside, got in the car or whatever, because it said that my driver was pulling up, and I guess me and her driver was pulling up at the same time. But get this, I got into the car. The guy that I got in the car with was actually a Lyft, and I didn't find out until later. And then it was my neighbor who ordered that one. She ordered a Lyft. I ordered an Uber, and I got in her Lyft, and she got in my Uber. And I seen her when she got in the car, and I was just like, okay. And then I got in that car. Both of us got in the wrong car and just didn't even know it. And then she said she didn't say anything at all. She just noticed he was going the wrong way, and she told him which way to go, and he fixed the location. I was just like, motherfuckers. Me and my driver, of course, had a whole conversation, because usually when I get in Ubers and stuff, I let them know that I'm an Uber driver, how long I've been driving, and then that's how I found out he was a Lyft. And I was like, I didn't order a Lyft. I was like, I ordered an Uber, and I had to tell him like where to go and everything, and that's how I knew I was in the wrong car. Then when she got back home later, I was like, "Do you know that I took your Lyft and you took my Uber?" And she was like, "No, I didn't know. I just thought he was going the wrong direction." I just told her, I said, "Hey, you're going the wrong way." I was like, "What?" Oh my god, both of us, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You get a picture of the person and the car, and it had to be like, I guess, the same make and model or something. And I guess that's how maybe Honda and jumped in the car or whatever, and he was pulling up. So Uber was like, your driver's pulling up, and then the guy pulled up, and I dropped in the car. Craziness. But yeah, that, believe it or not, it happens so much. It's ridiculous. So I have let people steal other people's Ubers before. If you give the Uber a big enough tip, they're gonna let you steal somebody Uber. And I've done it before. I've done it for Florida, Georgia, and just recently there was a concert. No, was that a concert? I don't know what that was. I don't know. It's a bunch of people needed rides, and this happens all the time when we have concerts. There's never enough Uber drivers. All these people are stranded downtown trying to get to their Ubers. The police do this weird thing where they block off key streets, and the Ubers can't get to the customers. So then customers are scrambling to get into Ubers and stuff. Usually when this happens, because I remember the first time it happened and I couldn't get to my customers and I was frustrated. Now, when this happens, I turn my app off and I literally take cash rides. You know how people hail taxi drivers, they hey taxi, or they do that whistle thing and blow for the taxi, like if they in New York and stuff. By the way, that's still a real thing. When I was taxi, people used to hail taxis, but I do that now. Like if there's like some kind of big event going on, and I know that these people are going to be waiting out there for Uber or whatever, like I'll just pull up. I'll see a group of people. Hey, waiting for Uber. So this time I pulled up. I couldn't get to my customer, so yeah, I canceled her. And well, I didn't cancel her until the people said it was going to take the Uber. But I pulled up, and there was some people on one side of the street and some people on this side. Of course, I got this big XL car, and I wasn't even driving XL at the moment. Like my person I was supposed to be picking up was an X, but it was on a really good surge. And so I pulled up, and the people, um, I guess they were waiting on their Uber or whatever, and I was just like, "You can't get an Uber?" And they were like, "No, no, are you an Uber?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm an Uber." I was like, "How much you guys paying?" And I don't remember what they said, but it was a good enough amount to where I was just like, you know what? Come on, hop in. Because it was more than what my person was paying. And they included like a big $20 tip. So I was just like, let's go. And I took them home. But that's not the first time I've done that. I did it at Florida, Georgia, waiting on some people to come. And it's big group of people come walking down the thing. They beat on my window, like, hey, are you an Uber? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, we'll give you 200 to take us to the hotel. I said, get your ass in the car. But yeah, that happens a lot. People take people's Ubers, people steal people's Ubers, people get in the wrong Ubers. And to avoid all of that, all people have to do is check the plate number. You check the plate number, you can't get into the wrong Uber. And I mean, as far as it goes for Uber drivers, I guess it helps us too if people check the plate number, and then we can go off of that. But majority of the time, we don't really know if we get the right person or not unless they have like some pin number that we have to put in, or they show us like the app or something like that. But you can never really be 100% if you have the real person or not. And then also sometimes people order Ubers for other people's. I really hate that. I think I talked to y'all about that in one video. If I didn't, we'll do one on that too, because I plenty of times when people ordered the Uber for somebody else and then people get in there, act up. And ooh, I have this really good one, where this girl ordered an Uber for another girl. I gotta tell you guys that one. That's a serious one. That one made me mad. All right, friends, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time. Laters.